All right. So in this video, I just want to demonstrate how to navigate iNaturalist. As I mentioned a little bit before, and in your syllabus, we're going to have two assignments. One due, the first one due March 22nd, using this iNaturalist website. It's also a phone app, which I would recommend. Um, and I'll get a little bit into, what the goals and relevance of this website is in a second here, but um, most of y'all already responded to my initial email about making an account with iNaturalist and sending me your username so that I can add you to our specific class project here. Um, in any case, there is, if you navigate on the Blackboard, an iNaturalist tab that you can use this link to go to your login slash account creation. So it'll take you to this page. So if you haven't made an account yet, go ahead and make one. That's pretty quick, free. Probably easiest if you just use your ACC credentials here. And if you've already made an account for another course, just use that account as well. Um, but from here, you can make your account or log in. And to actually, I guess, navigate the website, the main thing here is the screen upload button, which I'll talk about a little bit how to upload observations. But overall, this website here is a organization whose aim it is to enable and facilitate citizen science. So, we walk around with our phones everywhere on us, I'm sure we use them for all sorts of complex tasks, but these are pretty powerful devices with the ability to record audio, video, with pretty high resolution these days, which are really good tools that are um, ubiquitous in communities and allow for pretty easy, snapping a picture, not unlike I actually never played Pokemon Go, but there was the N64 Pokemon game where you take a camera. What was it called? Pokemon Snap or something? But yeah, you just snap a picture at whatever organisms I require for the assignment, and I'll have more um, specific directions for the actual assignment soon here on an announcement, so you have that in writing. Um, but just for example, for this first assignment, I want to require that you make 5 observations of plant life. Um, Ideally, you want to record natural plant life, so not things that you see in a flower shop or that maybe in some really manicured garden. Things that, are growing out in a park, even your backyard or out of a crack in the sidewalk. Those would all be, considered more naturally occurring. If it's very obvious that, it's a contrived or human man-made effort to get it there, then I would sort of disregard that, Similarly, for the last part where I ask you to observe animals, you're not going to take pictures of captive animals in a zoo. Um, so with that said, to actually navigate the website, you use this green upload button. Um, and I'm using my computer here, but if you had the app, it'd be a lot easier. But again, you upload, uh, you choose files, got an image here ready to go. Um, and so it'll analyze your image. It'll extract any of the metadata, which is the date, time, and location that is recorded with most cell phone pictures that you take. You can also input that in manually. Um, and the software will actually, depending on the quality of your picture, you want, a picture that's not too cluttered, that pretty clearly centers whatever specimen you're trying to observe without too much other sort of relevant life around it. So you want to make sure that your specimen you're observing is the most prominent thing in your composition here as you take a picture. This is not the case for the picture I have here. It's of a few days ago, walking around my brother's house in the suburb of Houston here. Saw an alligator popping its head out of this like little puddle. I'm not some sort of reptile expert. I'm not sure if it was like coming out of hibernation or something. But in any case, it's sort of not the most clear picture. You can just see the head of the alligator, um, all sorts of vegetation scattered about. So, you should aim for a better picture than this. But I'm showing this to sort of demonstrate that even in a suboptimal image, it can still sort of give you a starting point. So here I see American alligator. I'm going to select that. Um, I mean, there's only really two species of alligators in the world, American and Chinese. And here in or there in Missouri City, um, not really any Chinese alligators um, or crocodiles. It's just American alligators. Um, so along with uploading your image, the date, time, location, um, also good to include notes, and this will be required to get the full credit on the assignment here. Um, for plants, you may just want to note maybe what other plants or organisms were around in that environment. Oh, is it near a puddle? Is it near a source of water? Is it shaded? Things that might be relevant to its presence or appearance. But I mean, just like a sentence or two. I don't need a full essay here. So I would just include for my note, spotted a gator poking its head out of a puddle. And anything that can also give an idea of the size or scale of the organism for something that's really clear based on the context. Um, Here, I'm guessing I can only see its head, so I'm having to extrapolate a bit here. I would say anywhere from like 4 to 6 feet. I have pretty long tails. So that'd probably be sufficient to give a little bit more context about the observation here. Um, and you know what? Just to be even more specific, this was a puddle that was across from a man-made lake, which is the majority of lakes in Texas. And so once you've got some notes, um, your species and location, date information. Um, and I will add, if your specimen isn't automatically detected or suggested by the software, just try and search it on your own and then just put a name. Because the interesting part is that once you submit it, and here, yeah, I guess so. Don't worry about projects just yet. But once you've got your observation, then you can submit it. And there's thousands of users on iNaturalist, and they can also look at your image and verify or confirm or potentially correct your observation. And the more people agree um, or chime in with their own suggestion of what you're actually recording here, then it moves from just an initial observation to what's known as a research grade observation. And that happens once, like I made an observation of a bird here. You'll get other users that come in and also verify it. Um, and that lends credence to it and makes it a more powerful and reliable tool for observing the maybe migration patterns or distribution patterns for specific organisms. So it's actually very useful at a large scale, and it's been cited in plenty of publications, iNaturalist. So your contributions can be pretty key for maybe someone's survey work or research work. Um, but in any case, that's how you edit your observations. Now, to actually get it into our classroom project, um, you have to go to this Communities tab, select Projects, and these are other groups or specific goals that people have, and they put them in these projects to collect all these observations, funnel them all into one sort of location. Um, in this case, you're going to want to search the specific project here. And again, I'll put this in writing when I send you an announcement with the specifics of the actual assignment. But it is biology or BIOL 1407 in parentheses spring 2026. If you search that, you should see a little bit more information. That's another professors. Yeah, so other professors also use this. I've used it other semesters, so make sure you're clicking on this spring 2026 one. The description here says we will use this to submit observations to iNaturalist for Professor Amador's 1407 course at ACC. So make sure you see all that. And up here, you'll have the option to, I've already joined this project, but you can join, leave. You'll want to click join. So once you do that, then you can make observations that will be directly recorded in this project. So yeah. So trying to see how to add these observations. I don't believe they automatically, when you make an observation, it doesn't automatically go to a project. Um, if you go to your little user account here and look at your edit observations, um, I feel like I should be able to add this to the project. Did that work? I think that should work. And so for this first assignment, as I mentioned, we won't be doing animals. You'll be surveying plants. I'll probably participate also to sort of give you ongoing examples of how to properly note, observe, compose the images. So that'll be this component of the course, the iNaturalist bit. Um, and so once these are submitted, you have your 5 observations in the project. At that due date of March 22nd, I'll just go on the project here and make sure your observations are there. If you have all 5 with the correct information and notes, then you'll get the full credit. And obviously partial credit for however many you have or any incomplete parts. And so I'll send out a little bit more information, written on the Blackboard to help you there. Um, otherwise, I will say that once you give me your username and I add you to the project or I include you in the project, you still have to add yourself to the project like I did here by searching it, joining. Um, and that may take a day or two to allow you to actually be on the project. Um, but that shouldn't stop you from still just taking pictures of things, even if you don't have immediate access to the project here. Because you can still just upload that anytime before the submission deadline. Um, but if you do run into any issues with this, any technical issues, just let me know, and I'm sure we can figure it out. Having used iNaturalist in a couple of years, but it doesn't seem to have changed much, so it should be um, so I feel pretty comfortable with the operations of it. Um, yeah, so feel free to start snapping some pictures. Um, make your account if you haven't. Send me your username. and yeah, start building out this project here. Right now, I'm the only observer. These are actually both my accounts. Um, so be good to start getting some diversity there. And as I mentioned, we'll be focusing on plants for this first section. So if you already have some pictures of plants you took for whatever reason, naturally occurring plants, and you can use those as well. Um, but this is the spring semester. We're starting to see um, a few more plants sort of come to life, right? Different life cycles, but we're going to see quite a bit of diversity there. Um, and I do mean I might also make allowances for other types of vegetation. Um, but in any case, just look out for the actual written instructions. And this will all be within this video included within that iNaturalist tab in Blackboard. So hopefully this helps. If not, let me know. Um, and yeah, feel free to get started on this. And hopefully you enjoy, participating in this sort of larger scale citizen science effort. So I'll leave it there.